When we think of danger, we often picture natural disasters like earthquakes, hurricanes, or tsunamis. But volcanoes, particularly the ones that are still active, can be just as deadly, if not more. Across the globe, 5 volcanoes stand out for their combination of past destruction, current activity, and the sheer number of lives at risk should they erupt again. These ticking time bombs are Taal in the Philippines, Sakurajima in Japan, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, Mount Nyiragongo in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the infamous Yellowstone Supervolcano in the United States. Each has a violent history and a terrifying potential for future catastrophe. In this video, we'll explore these volcanoes, delving into their history, their unique threats, and why scientists are keeping a close eye on them. These are not just forces of nature, they are sleeping giants, and when they awaken, the world could change in an instant. Number 5. Taal Volcano, Philippines. Taal Volcano may be small in size, but it's one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the Philippines. Located just 30 miles south of Manila, Taal sits within a lake, making it a volcano within a volcano and giving it an added layer of complexity and unpredictability. Its eruptions often involve explosive phreatomagmatic activity, which occurs when magma interacts with water, creating violent blasts of steam, ash, and lava. In January 2020, Taal erupted suddenly, forcing the evacuation of hundreds of thousands of residents and grounding flights across the region. The ashfall reached as far as the capital, creating widespread panic and health concerns. Because of its location near densely populated areas, even small eruptions can have major consequences. With ongoing seismic activity and a history of sudden explosions, Taal remains under close surveillance by the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, as many fear it could erupt again without much warning. Taal's greatest danger lies in its proximity to so many people and its ability to cause multiple types of disasters at once. A strong enough eruption could displace lake water, potentially triggering tsunamis that would crash into surrounding villages. The combination of ash, pyroclastic flows, and possible flooding would make rescue and recovery operations extremely difficult. The 2020 eruption was a reminder that this seemingly tranquil volcano is anything but calm beneath the surface. In addition to natural threats, infrastructure and agricultural systems in the surrounding regions are also at risk of long-term damage from another major eruption. Authorities have created permanent danger zones around the volcano's main crater, but the risk remains high for anyone living nearby. Taal may not be the largest volcano on this list, but its potential for quick, devastating destruction makes it one of the most lethal. As magma continues to shift beneath it, the question isn't if it will erupt again, it's when. Number 4. Sakurajima, Japan. Sakurajima is one of the most active volcanoes in the world, and a constant source of concern for the residents of southern Japan. Situated on Kyushu Island, it looms just across the bay from the city of Kagoshima, home to over 600,000 people. Sakurajima has been erupting almost daily for decades, spewing ash and gases that rain down on nearby towns and farmland. Its persistent activity makes it one of the most closely monitored volcanoes on Earth, with advanced seismographic systems in place to detect early signs of larger eruptions. In 1914, Sakurajima's most powerful eruption in modern history killed 58 people and transformed the landscape, connecting the once island volcano to the mainland. Since then, it has shown no signs of long-term dormancy. Experts warn that a much larger eruption is possible, one that could release pyroclastic flows into the city of Kagoshima with little time to evacuate. What sets Sakurajima apart is not just its activity, but its location. An eruption on this scale near such a major population center could result in thousands of casualties and widespread destruction. The Japanese government has developed detailed evacuation plans and regularly conducts drills, but there's only so much that can be done when time is limited. Lava flows, ash clouds, and landslides are all possible outcomes from a large-scale eruption. Agriculture in the region has already suffered from the frequent ashfall, and a bigger blast could disrupt transportation, electricity, and water supplies for weeks. The volcano also threatens to disrupt air traffic, as its ash could reach flight paths servicing major Japanese airports. Sakurajima is essentially a live wire, constantly crackling with energy just waiting for a bigger discharge. While its daily eruptions are often seen as routine, they may actually be precursors to something far more catastrophic. Number 3. Mount Vesuvius, Italy. Mount Vesuvius is the most dangerous volcano in Europe, and one of the most iconic. Its name is forever tied to the destruction of Pompeii and Herculaneum in 79 AD, when it buried entire cities under volcanic ash and pumice in a matter of hours. Despite this grim history, over 3 million people now live within striking distance of the volcano, many in the densely packed city of Naples. Vesuvius last erupted in 1944 during World War II, damaging villages and Allied military bases. But its recent slumber has scientists increasingly uneasy. The longer it remains quiet, the more pressure builds within its magma chamber, raising concerns of a future Plinian-style eruption, one of the most explosive types possible. Emergency response plans are in place, but evacuating millions in time would be a logistical nightmare. Vesuvius is a classic example of human settlement encroaching too closely on natural danger. The unique danger of Vesuvius lies in both its explosive power and the sheer number of lives at risk. A major eruption could send pyroclastic flows sweeping down its flanks in minutes, obliterating everything in their path. Ash clouds could cripple southern Italy's infrastructure, contaminate water supplies, and disrupt international air traffic for days or even weeks. Hospitals would be overwhelmed, and the region's economy, heavily reliant on agriculture and tourism, could take years to recover. Although the Italian government has established a red zone where construction is restricted, many homes and businesses still operate dangerously close to the volcano. Vesuvius isn't just a local threat, it's a potential European catastrophe. Scientists continuously monitor the mountain for seismic shifts, gas emissions, and ground deformation. But even with modern technology, predicting the exact timing of an eruption is still difficult. This sleeping monster could awaken with devastating speed, repeating history on an even larger scale. Number 2. Mount Nyiragongo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Mount Nyiragongo is perhaps the most terrifying volcano in terms of raw, unstoppable force. Located near the city of Goma in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Nyiragongo contains one of the world's largest lava lakes, filled with ultra-fluid lava capable of flowing at up to 60 kilometers per hour. In 2002, it erupted with little warning, sending lava rivers straight into Goma, destroying homes, roads, and infrastructure while displacing over 100,000 people. Its lava is so hot and fast-moving that it can outrun vehicles and trap entire neighborhoods in minutes. The eruption released toxic gases and caused massive power outages, making emergency response almost impossible. Today, over 1 million people still live in the shadow of this volatile giant. With constant seismic activity beneath its crater, the risk of another sudden, large-scale eruption remains dangerously high. What makes Nyiragongo uniquely lethal is the combination of geological instability and regional vulnerability. The area around Goma is politically unstable and lacks the resources for widespread disaster preparedness. In the event of another eruption, evacuation routes may be blocked, and communication could break down rapidly. Additionally, the presence of Lake Kivu nearby poses another catastrophic risk. If volcanic gases were to disturb the lakebed, it could release vast amounts of carbon dioxide and methane in a rare but deadly event known as a limnic eruption, suffocating people and animals in a wide radius. The threat is so severe that international organizations continuously monitor the volcano with satellite imaging and gas detectors. But even with global oversight, the danger remains immediate and unpredictable. Nyiragongo isn't just a threat to Goma. It's a disaster that could unfold on a regional, if not continental scale. Number 1. Yellowstone Supervolcano, United States. The Yellowstone Supervolcano is the most ominous of them all, not because of frequent eruptions, but because of what it's capable of if it erupts again. Located in Wyoming, the Yellowstone caldera spans more than 40 miles and sits atop a massive underground magma chamber. Unlike traditional cone-shaped volcanoes, Yellowstone is a supervolcano, meaning its eruptions are on a scale thousands of times more powerful than typical volcanic events. The last major eruption occurred 640,000 years ago and covered much of North America in ash. If it were to erupt today, the blast could spew over 1,000 cubic kilometers of material, shutting down agriculture, disrupting global climate, and killing millions. It would be an extinction-level event, far beyond any natural disaster humanity has ever experienced. Despite the low odds of an eruption in our lifetime, the potential consequences are so severe that it remains one of the most closely watched volcanoes in the world. What's terrifying about Yellowstone is how quietly it operates beneath the surface. It's not about constant lava flows or visible eruptions, but rather the steady buildup of heat, pressure, and ground deformation that could indicate a coming supereruption. Scientists have recorded swarms of earthquakes, rising ground levels, and increased hydrothermal activity, all signs that the system is alive and dynamic. While researchers assure the public that no imminent eruption is forecasted, even the smallest changes in Yellowstone's underground systems are enough to raise alarms. The U.S. Geological Survey (USGS) monitors it 24/7 with a network of sensors, GPS trackers, and thermal imagery. The real danger isn't just the eruption itself, but the fact that we might only get days or weeks of warning. Yellowstone may seem like a serene tourist destination with geysers and hot springs, but beneath the surface lies one of the most dangerous forces of nature our planet has ever known. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Until next time.